let me pick up on our exam review with number 20, solving and graphing single variable inequalities. I'm going to simplify the right-hand side of the inequality symbol first. 7 is less than or equal to -1 times -k. Notice how I threw my 1 in there. Is going to give me k. -1 times -3 is going to give me +3 or +3. This 2 isn't being multiplied by anything, so I'm going to come out there and just add it. Now I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to add is what I'm going to do. 7 is less than k plus 5. If I subtract 5 from both sides, I'm going to be left with k is less than 2. Now, I'm sorry, did you hear me reading it backwards? 7 is less than k plus 5. I subtract 5 from both sides. 2 is less than k. I like to think about my graphs with the variable out front. 2 is less than k. I know 2 is significant with an open circle, but it makes more sense in my mind when I think about it as k is bigger than. The mouth is still open towards the k. When I came over here, I just did a mirror image, and if it's greater than, I'm going to shade or extend my arrow to the right. Number 21, moving on here. -5 distributed through -5 times -4a is going to give me, add this 4a in here, is all equal to -5. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I'm going to wind up with 0 here. 4a is greater than 0. Well, this is our zero product rule. If something times something else is 0, one of the somethings has to be 0. So in our case here, a is going to have to be 0, and it was a greater than problem. Drop my equal sign in there and then realized I had to shade one direction or another. A is greater than 0. Number 22. Distributive to simplify on both sides of this inequality. So let me take some caution here. Negative signs. Distributing my 2 across the left-hand side. There's my inequality symbol. -2 times r. -2 times this +3 is going to result in me subtracting 6 right there. And then again, I've got this dangling 4 out there. I want to combine the like terms. That 4, I realized as I was writing it, could be put together with the -6. So I'm just simplifying here. And then I'm going to start the process of I'm going to add 8 r's to both sides. I know there's multiple ways you could go about doing it, but I'm trying to avoid using a negative and having to remember that old rule about switching my sign. Maybe I should have done it the other way. We can talk about that when we are in class together. +10, +10. So 6r on this side, 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 6. And find out that r on this side is greater than 2. That's all right. I read it that way. R is greater than 2. I guess I never thought about just reading it, the r first. R is greater than 2. There we go. Now to make sure that you shaded the right way, you can pick a value under your shading and put it in and see if it satisfies the inequality. And when you put in the value that you circle, it should make your inequality equal. Again, double distributive. Yeah, I threw all these negatives on here on purpose because the negatives are the ones that I want you to really stop and take your time thinking about. I don't need to give you 10 problems to solve. I need to give you like 3 or 4 meaty ones to see if you're being careful and cautious and you have the skills. Simplifying. I'm going to add the x, start undoing. I'm wondering if I made a mistake. This isn't looking very nice, is it? 11x. It's not looking very nice. Let me see what I wind up with here. I'm going to have to call in the troops. Call in Mr. P here. It's this way. -2 times 1. -2 times 5x. 10x. Somebody, if I'm in class watching this, somebody's yelling at me already. +2. Oh, I get it. No wonder. See, I let that 11x trip me up. There it is. Add 2. Guess what? X has got to be greater than 0. Divide by 11. Divide by 11. X is greater than 0. Well, that makes me feel better because I was wondering, where the heck is my mistake? Perfect. There is our solve and graph the single variable inequality section.